Welcome to Research 101 Advanced Search Techniques. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use some very key research practices to pare down your search results from 10,000 to a meager 50, just by using some really key, simple search techniques that will drastically change the way you research in the library. I'm Mike Wilday, the manager of Learning Technology Solutions at Los Angeles Pacific University. Let's dive in and explore how this works. All right, so here we are in our previous search query of strategic management in quotes with full text selected, peer reviewed selected, set into the past 12 months with specific types being selected. If you haven't watched the beginning basic search, you definitely want to check it out because there's simple things that will really help pare down your results. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can use Booleans to narrow down your results even more and advanced search practices that are going to change how you do search. Let's start with what is a Boolean? A Boolean is a simple word like and, or not to require the search query to add or subtract or look at a variety of keywords in one single search. So in this case, I'm going to start with and. And is a Boolean, B-O-O-L-E-A-N, that requires the search to include all of the search terms. So imagine with me here, I've got strategic management, which is a huge topic, very broad, covers lots of business realms. If I want to pare this down to make it smaller, I'm going to think about what is it really I'm looking to learn about strategic management. Maybe I have an interest in automobiles, so I'm going to add and automobiles, and I'm going to just add the word right here to get my search results pared down. So we just jumped now from 10,000 to 576 just by using this and Boolean and just typing it right up in the search bar. Super handy, super helpful, right? So, but let's say I want to be more specific, right? And I want to look at Tesla and maybe Ford Motors. So I'm going to add those using the or. This search includes at least one of the search terms that is included. Now I'm going to show you a little caveat when you're doing this. So you can click on advanced search sometimes, and that's more helpful. So this, if I was to do this in the advanced search, it would look more like this, and automobiles. Okay, if I click search, it's going to show me that same thing that I just did in a single search bar. But let's say I wanted, let me type in mobiles, right? But let me say I want to put an or in here. I'm going to say or Tesla. And I'm going to tell you a challenge with this technique. Okay, click search. Now this is interesting because you're going to see I'm back to 10,581 results. Now the reason why is because this or statement is saying I want strategic management and automobiles. This is kind of grouped in its own thing, or any article that mentions Tesla. Well, that blows open the whole field. Now let me show you how to fix that. If you're going to type that in this advanced search results here, I would actually leave off your or statement. But let's go back to my original result, and we're going to put and automobiles up here. And then I'm going to put and Tesla or Ford Motors. Now again, that or statement is saying it must have at least one of these search terms. So I'm limiting it to Tesla or Ford Motors. Now watch what happens and how it groups this when I go ahead and click search. So I click search and it loads now. I have only 46 search results. But look what's happened here. It has grouped strategic management and automobiles together. And then you have and either Tesla or Ford Motors. So this search query has to have both of these words together and one of these two words included in it. I've just knocked down my results to 46, which is super incredible and super powerful. And I've really narrowed down my search results. But now let's look through this list here and say, you know what? Oh, why are hotels showing up? We don't want hotels in my list. I don't even care about hotels. I want to focus specifically on the automobile industry. So now I can do things like adding the word not. Now I could click here in advanced search, and then I could change this to not and type in hotels and click search. And now my list is down to 34. just by removing something I saw in the list. So there were several hotel articles in there. Let's see what else we might be able to remove, like radio broadcasting. That might work, but that's not really where I want to go. So I want to do an or statement here. Now, what I would do if I were you, I would use your parentheses to group this together, hotels or radio. So let's put radio in there. Boom, search that list. I'm down to 41. I don't know if that got bigger or smaller. It took out a couple, I think. Now, you see, I'm getting some weird articles around different locations. And I think what I'd like to do is get rid of some of these articles that aren't specifically for the United States by saying I also want United States. So in this first grouping, I definitely want to say and I'm going to use quotations, United States. This should even pare down my results even more. Now I'm down to 14. So now the key here is knowing how to group your keywords and putting them all together. Okay, now 14 results, I'd probably just start with this list. I want to show you a second method that you can use to also target specific items within your library records. Notice here this idea of subjects. Inside of every article within the library, you're going to see different types of subjects. And these subjects can be used to add or subtract content based on the subject of the specific item. So one cool thing that you can do within your search is to actually search by type of content. So I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning here and start with my strategic management search and have my 10,746. Now I want to pare this down to specific subjects. I'm going to click advanced search. When doing advanced searches, there's also other techniques you can use. Includes changing the field types that you're searching. Here, I'm going to just say I want everything with the subject terms to be, I'm going to add the word dealer. We want to see anything with dealer in the subject. And boom, I'm down to one result about how strategic management impacted a new car dealer. Now that's super fast result. But let's say the subject needs to also have, or instead have United States. Now notice the key letters here. The SU stands for subject. It's really helpful. So when you're searching for the subject United States, pare that down. Now I'm down to 128. That's a little broader. That's really great. But now I want to add maybe, and we're looking for automobile. Let's do and Tesla. And Tesla or Ford Motors. And let's group those with parentheses so we're not getting just those terms. So it has to be and one of those two terms. And we're going to click enter to search again. And here I am down to 4 specific results. So the subject includes the United States, right there, China-United States relations. You can see that in all of these. And it includes the keywords Tesla or Ford Motors in the article itself. This is a great way to pare down your results very quickly using the SU, or if we go to advanced search, the subject, right? So we change this to subject. Besides searching for subject terms, you can also search for specific authors. So let's say we really like some of these authors in here and their content. It's been written within the past 12 months, and we really like how Anna Porbaniuk here wrote this article. So we're going to click on advanced search, and then we're going to change this field, not to subject, but to author. And we're going to put her name into the search results, and we're going to do another search, and look at that. We got one article. Now we want to expand our search results because Anna may have written other content beside this one article. If we expand this to the last 5 years, now I have 2 results with her name on it. It's talking about some other elements, but let's change this to the past 10 years and see, we still have 2. But there's some different really practical ways that you can play with all of these search filters and get very specific results that are pared down even content by authors or with specific subject terms that makes this really doable for searching in the library and finding the content that you need very easily. Think about your assignment requirements. What topic is it talking about? Try using that as a keyword. Try using that as a subject term. Try using that in different methods to get really finite results that will be just what you need. Really, Booleans are your friend, and, or not really help pare down those results. And use things like the subject, the keyword, or the author search terms to make your research really poignant, really practical. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned to the next video. I will show you some really great tips and tricks for organizing your research in a way that helps you access it quickly and to keep all of the citations and everything that you need in one place at one time. Thanks for joining us.